Welcome to Basic Money Talk. My name is Rich. This is the podcast where you can get simple financial advice as well as talk about everyday money issues. I'm going to try and keep these episodes short and sweet so you can get on with the day. So thanks again for taking some time. I should first introduce myself. My name's Rich. I grew up in one of the most expensive states in the country, around Boston. I am in my 40s, to be honest. And when I first got out of college and got my first job, which took a while, I found out pretty quick that it was hard to make a decent living and to get ahead. And I was really worried about how I was going to support myself, get out into an apartment, maybe get a house someday. I started researching and reading all kinds of books about money and listening to smart people and trying to have conversations. And I learned really quick that I didn't learn about any of these things in high school or college, which seems silly. Why was I going to college to get this degree and then getting thrust out into the world without knowing how to deal with money and get ahead? I was really fortunate to be able to get a college degree. That's not easy, and I'm very grateful for that. So I finally got a job, and one of the first things I discovered was I needed to make more money. So I had to learn how to get ahead. I really liked my job, so I had to learn about how to negotiate salaries. Once I learned about increasing my salary by getting raises and getting different jobs, I was able to save my money and eventually get a house. I continued to learn about money whenever I could because it just makes life easier. It's just one less thing to deal with, right? I also am a musician. I've been playing guitar since I was a teenager. I'm a huge music fan. I love rock and roll, heavy metal, electronic music. I actually have a bunch of music released out there. Look for Rich Bean. Bean, like a string bean. That's on any streaming platform. You'll find my music. Heavy metal, electronic music. I've also been venturing into some sync music for TV and film. That's kind of fun. So I love to create audio and music. So that's another cool part about doing this podcast. I also have a beautiful wife and a beautiful daughter, which I am very grateful for. I have so many good things in my life that I'm grateful for. I love to be a grateful person and positive. It just makes life easier. So if you're a positive person, I think you'll like this podcast. A reason I started this podcast is because I have a website called basicmoneytalk.com. On this website, I have some on-demand courses where you can learn about money. They're really short and sweet and very inexpensive. I also have a blog and a Facebook group you can join if you have any questions or you want to chit-chat about money anytime. So today, let's talk about money and tracking our money. How do you look at your money? You have to look at your money at least every other day. You have to be able to log into your bank account. Everyone can download an app on their smartphone and check their checking balance. Do that at least every other day. Usually you can also add it to a widget on your smartphone. Makes it so much easier to just scroll down, see what's going on. You have to do this because of fraud. I've had a couple times where I've had to cancel my debit card and get a new one because someone got a hold of my number. I don't know if this has happened to you. It's scary and frustrating. Luckily, the bank's pretty cool about this. They'll fix it really quickly. I think I got mine taken probably through a pizza order or something when I gave it over the phone. So that's just a simple way. You got to check your account. If I didn't catch that in a few days, who knows how much further it would have gotten, right? The other reason you have to check your account is because that's how you save money. You can't save money unless you know what you're doing with your money. When I started to budget my money is when I realized really quickly how important it is to know where your money's going. When you can look at your money and you can see what you're spending on going out or ordering out or this or that, you know what changes you have to make. You ever want to go somewhere in your car? What's the first thing you do? Either you know where you're going or you tap an address into your phone and it takes you there, right? If you don't have a plan or you don't have directions, you can't get anywhere. You can say the same thing for a lot of things in life, right? If you don't have a plan, it's not going to happen. You're just going with the flow. And I like to go with the flow a lot of times, especially on vacation. I love to explore. But when I have a goal, I have to have a plan or else it's not going to happen. Same thing with your money. If you start to look at your money and you figure out what changes you're going to make, I promise you'll save money quick. It's just so much easier. Another tip I'll tell you is just dedicate a certain amount of time to your money in the month. It just has to be 1 or 2 hours to look down at your finances. This is separate from paying your bills. You got to pay your bills, that's part of it. But also just stop and look, where's my money going? Am I saving money? What happened last month? Did I spend too much going out to restaurants? Did I not have enough money? Did I run out of money? Look at this and think about what changes you have to make. You don't want to be worrying about your money when you're out having a good time, or you're trying to concentrate at work, or you're just driving to work. Oh, geez, I got to save more money. How am I going to pay these bills? I promise you, if you just dedicate an hour or two a month to your money and making a plan, it reduces so much stress. I've been doing this for about 25 years now. Every couple weeks, my wife and I sit down, we look at our budget, pay the bills, find out what our expenses were. Were we on track? Did we spend too much here? And we have to make changes. And we always feel so much better after it. It's such a nice feeling. You're not stressed out anymore. You know what's going on. You're not worried about what's going to happen in the next few weeks. You have a plan. So I really recommend this. Start to spend some time, 1 or 2 hours a month, looking at your finances and coming up with a plan. It will make life a lot less stressful, I promise. All right, so I'm going to keep this episode short and sweet. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I appreciate it. The next few episodes are going to have some cool stuff. We're going to talk about pro tips on how to use eBill and pay your bills online. Future episodes, we're going to talk about worker benefits, unemployment, 401k, saving for retirement, saving for emergencies. We're going to talk about surviving layoffs, saving for a home, real estate, all sorts of things. Anything you want to talk about, that will be it. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope things are going well for you. Looking forward to the next episode. Have a good one.